Happy Independence Day and Happy New Month to my fellow Nigerians. Nigeria at 64 years old. We are celebrating independence on the first day of October 2024, which is a good thing. But my question is, what exactly are we celebrating? What exactly is Nigerians celebrating at 64? Are we celebrating hardship? Are we celebrating hunger? Are we celebrating unemployment? Or are we celebrating good governance? These are my few questions. Nigeria at 64, where minimum wage cannot buy one bag of rice. Nigeria at 64, where minimum wage cannot buy 30 liters of fuel. Nigeria at 64, where car owners will park their car at home and jump on keke and motorbikes because the cost of fuel is really high. Nigeria at 64, where every young man is struggling to travel abroad for a better life. Nigeria at 64, where civil servants are struggling to take care of their family of four. What exactly are we celebrating at 64, my fellow Nigerians? This is my questions. Nigeria at 64, where the rate at which doctors, nurses, pharmacists, engineers, nurses are traveling out of the country are more than the rate at which young Nigerians are gaining admission to study those courses. Nigeria at 64, where young boys and girls of 15 years, 16 years are gaining admission into HK instead of gaining admission into the university. If you ask them, they will ask you, who did the university help? Who did the degree help? Because there are elderly ones who has finished from the university are not employed. Even when they are employed, they are not employed in anything meaningful. What is the force driving us Nigerians? There is no longer a driving force for success. Rather, there is a driving force for people to gain quick money. Governments have failed us. Those we call leaders have failed us. But parents have failed woefully in their parental duties. Why do I say so? Because a child of 22 years old, 20 years old, that you send to the university will come back all of a sudden with a car that is sold more than 15 million naira. And you don't ask that child, where did you come across money to buy this kind of car? Rather, parents will be busy celebrating the success of their child that is supposed to be in the university. Instead of them coming back home with a good degree to be celebrated, they are coming back from unaccountable wealth. So many parents are driving cars that their children who doesn't have any occupation but for them. Instead of people struggling to go to school or learning handwork, everybody is busy looking for sudden wealth. Parents don't ask questions anymore. Everybody is busy celebrating hypocrisy. Hypocrisy has become the order of the day. Governments have failed. Parents have failed in their duties and responsibility for the upbringing of their children to become useful in the society. The youths are busy saying, let's go back to our roots. Going back to the roots means idol worship. What are we celebrating, Nigerians? It is so unfortunate that the rate at which Nigerian doctors, nurses, lawyers, engineers are traveling abroad is more than the rate at which our young ones are gaining admission to replace those, to take the duties of those that are traveling abroad. Unless you're a critical thinker, you will not like what I'm saying because you will not see it from my point of view. The implication of this is that in 25 to 30 years time to come, there will be no doctors, there will be no enough doctors, nurses to take care of our dying parents. It is so unfortunate that we have channeled all our energy into things that does not matter. The House of Assembly is sitting to discuss about Very Dark Man and Bobrisky. Why unemployment is above 65% in Nigeria. Why Nigerian currency is one of the weakest currency in Africa. Giant of Africa, but we cannot feed our country. Giant of Africa, but we cannot feed our population. Giant of Africa, but minimum wage in Nigeria cannot buy a bag of rice today. Giant of Africa, but minimum wage in Nigeria cannot buy 30 liters of fuel. Giant of Africa, but we cannot boast for 20 hours electricity. My question is, what are we celebrating? The earlier we sit up and start doing the right thing, the better for all of us. The only thing I see that we are celebrating at 64 is hardship, hunger, unemployment, hypocrisy, and the rest of them. Nigerian youth, this is the time for you to rise up and take back your country. Rise up and take back your country. Rise up and take back your country. The time is now. Why every country in the world is struggling to have the best doctors, the best nurses, the best engineers to be able to sustain their economy, our own countries are big, our own leaders are more interested in borrowing more money and buying private jets for themselves, enriching their generation rather than taking care of the public offices that they were appointed to serve. The earlier, the better. Nigerian youth, rise up now. Rise up now. Rise up now and not later. Let us take back our country.